Everybody, Playtendoguy here, and today I'm bringing you my rather late review of Ubisoft's big open world action game, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Wildlands. Enjoy. I wasn't even going to review this game, heck, I wasn't even going to get this game as I tried the closed beta all the way back in February and I came back really unimpressed with the whole experience. The game felt boring, the shooting felt weak, and there was just too many glitches, so I decided to leave it. So anyway, the game's been out for about 5 months now, and I've heard that Ubisoft has updated and improved the game. So as the game was recently at a discounted price, I thought it was a good time to jump in. Let's hope it was worth the wait then. Here's my review. Wildlands is the latest entry in the long-running Tom Clancy Ghost Recon video game series, and it sees a big change up for the franchise as gone are the mission-based structure, and in comes a huge massive open world and you can choose whatever missions you want whenever you want. It kinda does feel like it's got the Ghost Recon name tacked onto it. Anyway, onto the so-called plot of this game, which sees you, your user-generated ghosts, and 3 AI team members let loose in Bolivia to bring down the Santa Blanca cartel, a pretty nasty group of people who have pissed the Americans off a little too far this time, as they've blown up the US Embassy, so hence why the ghosts are here. Story-wise, it's pretty much what you expect. A backseat story that won't tax your brain, it's just an excuse to shoot stuff. And shoot stuff is what you'll be doing for the majority of the game, while that and exploring the absolutely humongous open world of Bolivia. The open world of Bolivia is easily the biggest game Ubisoft has made to date, and it's certainly one of the biggest open worlds I've played. But big doesn't always, and in most cases, mean better. Bolivia does have some wonderful areas to it, whether it's the lush jungles or the desert wildlands, and it does look lovely at times, but it just feels very empty and just big for the sake of it. You'll spend most of your time driving from mission to mission as there aren't many iconic places to actually visit. You'll be using a vehicle for a large part of your adventure, so you really do hope controlling these vehicles is easy, and it's a mixed bag really. Cars handle okay, but sometimes they do tend to slip and slide like you're driving on ice. Motorbikes, however, feel really rather responsive, as does helicopters. Planes, though, can be a bit of a pain to turn and land, however. Anyway, let's talk about the missions you will undertake to bring down the cartel. The cartel is split into 4 different groups: security, production, influence and smuggling. All of these groups have several members to take down. To take down these 20 plus members of the cartel, you have to visit the province each cartel member calls home and gain enough intel to do the missions to bring them down. Each of the cartel members have around 4 or 5 main missions to complete, and these revolve around sneaking into places to get intel, killing all enemies, stopping convoys, and various other tasks that will conclude with the cartel member being dealt with. You can pick any of these missions in any order you want, and you can tackle them as quiet or as loud as possible. Wildlands isn't a very hard game, but trying to complete levels completely in stealth will certainly be a rather enjoyable and a bit challenging experience. Going through Wildlands, the game did kind of remind me of a rather basic Metal Gear Solid 5, which isn't really a bad thing. Well, that's until you start playing for a few hours and the repetitiveness starts to kick in. See, Wildlands is very much like other open world games like Mafia 3 and Just Cause 3, as you have to repeat a lot of the same similar tasks over and over again throughout a 30 plus hour adventure, and that may be enough to put some people off. I won't say Wildlands isn't fun, because it is, but playing on your own you will certainly get bored rather quickly. Thankfully you can pop online and allow 3 other players to join your game, and it does ease the repetition a little bit. Playing online with strangers can be a bit of a mixed bag, as they may go in all guns blazing when you'd rather go in with a stealthier approach. Heck, I've had some guys just buggering off to the other side of the map to do their own thing. When playing online it's best to play with friends and using microphones. Bar the main missions, there's an absolute horde of side missions to play which are needed to earn and upgrade the rebel skills, which can be rather useful in the game. The thing is, these side missions are all the same activities of nicking planes and helicopters, tagging vehicles, protecting radio broadcasts and hacking satellites, repeated over and over and over again. A bit more mission variety would have been preferred. Ubisoft's trait of having loads of collectibles in their games continue here, with a huge list of stuff to pick up, from medals, guns, skill points and files. There's plenty to pick up here. Thankfully, all these collectibles will appear on your map once you've done a little bit of exploring, so at least you haven't got to find a needle in a haystack situation here. As well as the pretty big range of guns on offer, you can find loads of different parts for your guns, and you can edit and tinker with them to find the best parts that suit you. You can also edit all the guns camo if you want. There's a decent range of colours to pick from, but if you want the more vibrant and exotic ones, you'll have to fork out real world cash for them, I'm afraid. Like most games these days, Ghost Recon Wildlands has microtransactions, but thankfully it's mostly just for cosmetic stuff like new clothing for your ghosts and paint jobs for your guns. There are some new guns you can buy through the shop, but you're not missing out much, and you should be able to fully enjoy the game without forking out any extra cash, which is a good thing. Wildlands has a huge range of upgrades to get, whether it's new gear or more health. There's plenty of stuff here to upgrade and gain access to. The game has a leveling up system that allows you to level up to level 30, then once that happens you gain access to the tier levels, which is an all new leveling system that counts down from 50 and allows you to get some cool new customization items. As you go through the tier levels, the game will get harder and harder, and it's a decent bit of post game content. Wildlands allows you to create your own character, and compared to the Division 1, it feels much more fleshed out. And while it isn't as detailed as, say, Skyrim, it does the job well. A nice touch with Wildlands is you can edit what your character is wearing any time in the game, from tops, trousers and hats, to even some fun costumes. There's a decent amount of clothes here to help you stand out from the crowd online. It's all sounded really good so far. Wow. This being a Ubisoft game, it shouldn't come as a surprise that the game does feature a load of glitches. During my time with the game, I've fallen through the game's map several times. I've had the gun reticle not appearing, as well as some little glitches that aren't that game breaking. I did, however, experience a glitch that wouldn't let me tackle any missions in one province, which is rather disgusting. Not only did I miss out on those levels, but I also missed out on the true final game ending. Don't get me wrong, some of these glitches can be hilarious, but when they happen on a regular occurrence and bar you from playing some parts of the game, it's annoying, and considering the game has been out for nearly 6 months now, it's disappointing and rather lazy. Sort it out, Ubisoft. Wildlands is many things. A great looking game is one of them, however, with some absolutely wonderful looking environments, from deserts to snowy areas to sunsets to some beautiful looking forests. It's certainly a treat to look at. On PS4 Pro it runs rather well, but I did notice the frame rate dropped on me quite a few times when the action got hectic, but apart from that, it sticks to the 30 FPS cap for most of the time. Conclusion time now, and Wildlands is a really mixed bag. Its open world is beautiful but far too big, there's plenty of content but it's all very repetitive, the gameplay is enjoyable but you'll be encountering loads of glitches that will put you off, and at the end of the day, Wildlands is a very enjoyable game, but the game has so many rough moments that you'll wonder if it's worth it at the end of the day. Ghost Recon Wildlands gets a 6.5 out of 10 with the title of OK. Thank you for watching my review, like, rate and subscribe, and until next time, happy gaming. Bye.